Hello children, welcome back to your English literature class. I hope you remember the last session we had done a poem and that was Lullaby. So today, as you can see on your screen, it's written Lullaby making connections. So we will just have a very quick go through of the poem and then we can discuss the exercises and the question answers from the poem. So you can now get ready with your books and your pencils in your hand. Now look at page number 50. Close your eyes gently and cuddle in. Keep yourself snug, a new day will begin. Have pleasant dreams about those things you love. Sleep is an island waiting above. Night is a blanket keeping you warm. If you close eyes, you can come to no harm. Dreams are like journeys drifting along. Rest is a present keeping you strong. So it's very clear in this lullaby, it is a night song where the poet tells to close eyes, to get inside the blanket, keep yourself warm. And the night comes with dreams, and the dreams are like journeys taking you to a different land. Now let us see the question and answers from this lesson. Making connections. You can see the heading written there. So how can you connect? Let us see how well you understood the poem and whether you are able to answer the questions on your own. Now the poem is a lullaby. Which of these words would we include in a morning song? You have to circle them. Fine, you can see some words given in the box. And you have to find out which words you will use in a morning song. Morning is different from night. Night, the sun sets, there is darkness all around. But a morning is bright with sunshine and light everywhere. So obviously you will use different set of words for a morning song. Close, gently, cuddle, snug, pleasant, dreams, sleep, blanket, warm, journeys, rest and strong. So there are around 12 words. Now you take your pencils in your hand and underline the words which you think. You can underline or you can circle them, which you will include in a morning song. Now obviously in the morning you are not going to close anything. Yes, you can use the word gently because in the morning the gentle breeze blows. You have cuddled yourself in the bed. You can use the word pleasant. It can be a pleasant morning, we use the word pleasant. We can also use dreams because in the morning you wake up from your dreams. Yes, we can also use strong. You can also use warm, the warm rays of the sun. Now see children, this is your choice. It is your morning song. So your choice of words may definitely vary from each other. We'll come down to the reference to context. Read these lines and answer the questions that follow. Close your eyes gently and cuddle in. Keep yourself snug, a new day will begin. Have pleasant dreams about those things you love. Sleep is an island waiting above. Now this is the first stanza and the second stanza of the poem. The first stanza describes three things that we usually do when we go to bed. What are they? So I'm very sure all of you must be knowing this answer. The three things you can see. The first three lines itself are telling you about those three things. First thing you do is, what is that first thing? When you go to bed, first thing is you close your eyes. We close our eyes, we cuddle. Cuddle in bed. Cuddle in your bed and then we keep ourselves warm. Now in the second part, see what is sleep compared to and why do you think the poet uses this comparison? You can see in the 7th line, sleep is an island. The poet is comparing the sleep to an island. But what do you think? Why is he telling sleep is an island? Now you all must be knowing, no? An island is a piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. Similarly, what happens? When you are sleeping, you are surrounded by dreams, no? So like an island is surrounded by water, sleep is surrounded by dreams. So that is the reason the poet is using this comparison. And the next one is an interesting question. What are the things you like to dream about? Definitely, small children, they like to dream about chocolates and ice cream. And you all, my lovely students, must be dreaming of some wonderful gadgets also, isn't it? For your games? Yes. Now question number 3 says, why does the poet say dreams are like journeys? Why are dreams like journeys? Yes. When you are dreaming, my dear children, you can travel to any place, no? Anywhere. In your dream, you're not in your house. You go to different places. So dreams are like journeys. Like when you travel in a train, you go to a different place. A journey by train, you go to a different place. So same way, dreams take you to different lands. That is the reason the poet says that dreams are like journeys. The next question is, what does sleep gift us with? You will see it's given in the last, almost towards the end. Sleep gifts us with rest, isn't it? Rest that keeps you strong. Now the poet asks you, do you like this lullaby? Here the writer of this book, no, the author is asking you, why do you like this book, this lullaby? Give reasons for your answer. Now some of you may like, some of you may not like. That is your choice. But possibly most of you will be liking it because it is a very gentle, a very restful, very restful lullaby. You feel very comfortable, you are very calm and at peace when you read this lullaby. Now just below the question answers you can see some appreciation, some similes and metaphors are given, isn't it? So new terms for you. So I'll try to put it in very simple words so that you understand them in a better way. Okay. So now just have a look at the next slide. Looking in front, you can see the heading is given similes and metaphors. Now similes and metaphors, both of them are used for comparison. In this poem, many places we spoke about that, no? Night is a blanket. So night is like a blanket. Sleep is an island. Dreams are like journeys. So the poet has made many comparisons. I hope you understand the meaning of the word comparison. No? Sometimes you see, your mummy must be telling you, no, why don't you study like your friend? So she's comparing both of you. No? See, your friend is so naughty, but you are not very naughty. Sometimes it can be that way also. So similes and metaphors, both are used for comparison. But there is a slight difference between both. Similes use the word as and like. Now look at the example. Red as a rose is she. So I'm using the word as over here. She is as a rose. She is like a rose. Red in color. No? Maybe the girl is very beautiful, very good looking and her complexion is red. So red as a rose is she. So it is a simile. Now when we talk about a metaphor is also used for comparison, but it is an implied simile. Now you must be wondering what is the meaning of the word implied. Now look at the example. It says she is an angel. Now here we want to say that she is like an angel. She is like an angel. It is implied, it is understood. But we are not telling she is like an angel. We say she is an angel. Directly. So that becomes a metaphor. Fine. So you can see both are used for comparison, but a metaphor is a very strong comparison. Why? Because it is directly telling that she is an angel, not telling that she is a girl. Obviously it's changing the personality, changing the person itself. Totally direct comparison, direct telling something is something else. She is not a girl, she is an angel. So we say metaphors are stronger than similes. And similes are simple comparisons. Whenever you have the word as and like, it is understood that it is a simile. Now, similes and metaphors, we will have a detailed discussion in the next video. So for today, we are only going to stick to our question and answers, which we did. Similes and metaphors, I will continue with you in the next session. Till then, go through your poem and I'll be giving you the question and answers in your assignments. You will do them before I give you the next assignment. So this is enough for today. Take care of yourselves and be very good children. Thank you.